Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Kiki Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Batgirl, because, you know, we can't stop talking about Batgirl, the movie that Warner Brothers canceled. It was almost done. And of course, you know, the internet's very upset. Kevin Smith cried.
Oh, doesn't Kevin Smith cry?
Cried a few tears over it. And
so's the ends and why. Water's wet, so are his tears.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about the fact that Warner Brothers is trying to mend fences now. And it probably is them trying to avoid more backlash. There is talk that they could possibly bring Leslie Grace back as Batgirl in another project, just they're not going to resurrect that movie because it was reportedly dog shit. So, you know, what are you going to do? Brand damaging, irredeemable, I think was the...
But they're trying to shut people up by just putting her in a couple other movies.
Yes.
For like little parts.
Yeah, that's what I think is going on. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about the utter state of confusion of DC films. They had a big article here on Variety talking about how they're all over the place. Nobody knows what's going on with DC. Hollywood is very confused, and it is uneven. It's like, well, we're doing Joker 2, and
which is a musical.
Which is a musical with Lady Gaga, supposedly not as Harley Quinn, but they'll be like, oh no, she's playing Dr. Quinzel. That's, you know, the difference. But then, you know, their animated stuff's all over the place. Like Green Lantern, I guess, is still a go, but they canceled, you know, Strange Adventures and some other shows, and who the hell knows? Who the hell knows what's going on? But let's talk about this, because this appears to be an appeasement, I think is what's going on. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. Over 274,000 subs. Woo! Thank you for the support. Speaking of comic books, we're going to be launching Crimson Red Volume 1.
Yeah, pretty soon, because we do have the numbers now, so we can.
Finally have a quote, yes.
So we can get that launched.
Yeah. So we're going to do this. This is an 80s style adventure.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, you did a good job.
It's only the first half, though. It'll be 2 books.
Yes.
Because it's really long.
It is. It winds up being like almost 300 pages when we break it down into comic panels, and Kiki came up with the story. She and I worked together on the script, and Jose Garcia is doing the art, and he's got a pretty lengthy pedigree in animation, which shows. And hopefully you guys like it. So let's talk about this. MovieWeb says Warner Brothers hopes to mend fences with Leslie Grace, wants her to return as Batgirl.
Okay.
This is mend fences with Twitter. Mend fences.
Well, here's the thing. They want to mend fences, with Twitter. Leslie Grace, if she was smart, Warner offered her another role, she'd take it.
Oh, yeah, of course she would.
I mean, she's not going to say too much about it because she wants... So this is more mending fences with Twitter.
Mending fences with Twitter. But that concerns me because, I mean, we've been talking about how unprecedented it is that David Zaslav is just walking into the company and being like, yep, you're fired, canceled, pivot to profit, boom, done. And now they're like, okay, we're sending a message. There are no sacred cows. We're going to cancel Batgirl because it didn't screen very well, and we're not doing these direct-to-TV movies, and it's brand damaging. All this. Now it's like, but let's reach out and see if we can't get her to do something.
I'm sorry. All I kept thinking is when you said there's no such thing, there's no sacred cows. Someone on Twitter is going to be like, oh my God, they called Leslie Grace a cow. And I'm not wrong. All
right. So Warner Brothers is trying to reconcile with Batgirl's cast and crew, including star Leslie Grace, after controversially canceling the movie.
It was weird. It was almost done.
Well, so was Scoop. So, I mean, look, they're looking at this.
But they said it was brand damaging. That's how bad it was.
I think they were probably going to kill Michael Keaton's Batman, and I think that would not have gone over well.
I think, honestly, at this point, your best bet is to triple down on Michael Keaton as Batman. Even if it was like, him as an older version or like the mentor of another one. But you really need him in there. People
would pay good money for a good older Michael Keaton Batman movie.
I would.
Even if it was like, Batman Beyond or The Dark Knight or something, forget the Schumacher movies exist. Most people are trying to, and just go back to a sequel to Batman Returns and kind of continue from there. That'd be awesome. It could be awesome, but they won't do it. So anyway, Warner Brothers Discovery wants to keep Leslie Grace as Batgirl in the DCEU after pulling the plug on her solo movie. The studio axed the nearly finished $90 million Batgirl as part of its cost-cutting measures. Welcome to the new reality, Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And the poor test scores didn't help either. How dare you? It had to be
pretty bad. Because if it was a better move to cancel a $90 million movie than put it out there. It's got to be pretty bad.
Yeah. And again, the rumor is, now I don't know the whole story, but the rumor is that they were going to kill off Michael Keaton's Batman at the end, which would have been a disaster. You know, because it went over so well when you killed Harrison Ford off at the end of The Force Awakens and Mark Hamill off at the end of The Last Jedi and Carrie Fisher off at the end of
the Carrie Fisher thing
there wasn't much we could do about that, but yeah. Yeah, people said, the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy is just a series of snuff films, basically. They said some reports suggest that the test audience score of Batgirl was the same of Black Adam and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Of course, they spent more money on both of those movies. Warner Brothers didn't want to spend any more money on the film to tweak it and canceled it
But
altogether.
if the test scores are the same as Black Adam and Shazam, but they said test scores are bad, I'm like, wait, so how bad is Black Adam and Shazam, for one?
I don't know.
And two, why did they cancel Batgirl but not those two?
Right. Well, because the official story is because they're pivoting away from HBO Max exclusive movies, and it wasn't good enough or expensive enough to be a theatrical release, so it was kind of...
because the other ones are theatrical, Batgirl isn't.
Right.
But that concerns me. They're saying the poor test scores didn't help, but they're saying, but Black Adam and Shazam had similar test scores. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's not
Wait a
good.
minute.
That's not good. The unprecedented move has shocked fans in the film industry. Kevin Smith, very, very upset. He's
mad because they scrapped his show.
That's exactly what. So he's basically, I think that's what it is. I think he's pissed off. His show got caught up in this, so he's going to dunk on Warner's too, and use her actually as a shield and be like, "Well, I'm really upset for her." Myself, I mean, as reported.
You're right. I was upset for her.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
No. When you said Kevin Smith, you said I'm upset for her. I mean, myself. I mean, you're right.
As reported by Variety, new Warner Brothers Picture Group chiefs Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi are seeking to mend fences with Batgirl star Leslie Grace before she goes out to Twitter and causes a huge shitstorm and accuses them of racism and misogyny, I'm sure. They want her to continue playing Batgirl and Barbara Gordon in future DC projects, or at least star in another Warner Brothers production.
That's okay. So maybe it's a case of where she wasn't bad, but the content was. We've seen actresses and actors in movies that the actors and actresses weren't bad, but the episodes and the movie themselves, the writing was terrible.
Now, given the diversity of the star, she could actually be the daughter of the current Commissioner Gordon in the Batman. That would actually be plausible. So they could bring in maybe another iteration of Barbara Gordon, or have her as Oracle. No, they can't really go direct to Oracle, but who knows? Or have her be Oracle before Batgirl.
I'm upset though because Michael Keaton. They'll move on to something else. But Brandon Fraser is supposed to be in this, and that's what upsets me because I love Brandon Fraser, and I think that Brandon Fraser's been through a lot of shit, and anything that would be supportive of him, I would be for.
Yeah. Well, here they have a picture of her with Michael Keaton's Batman.
God, I wanted to see that.
Has man boobs for some reason now. I don't know. But it is good to see him suited up again.
Yes, I love Michael Keaton. I know some people, sometimes some of his opinions I don't agree with, but I've always loved Michael Keaton since I was little. I mean, Gung Ho. I love Mr. Mom. I used to watch that all the time. I like that one a lot. Multiplicity. I love Michael Keaton. I always have.
Our daughter is huge into Beetlejuice.
Yes,
right now,
yes, she loves Beetlejuice.
I guess they're gonna try to do another Beetlejuice. Well, because Winona Ryder's big now too, so we gotta.
I'm for it. Bring it. As long as they don't ruin it, we'll be good.
Oh God, they will ruin it.
I know. Once upon a time, it was like, yay, it's new stuff, and now it's like, shit, they're gonna screw it up.
Yeah, I'm to the point now where it's like, just leave it in the past. We have our memories. Move on to something else.
But anyway, I was upset about the Brandon Fraser not getting screen time.
He was great in Doom Patrol.
I just when you hear what happened to him and stuff, and he gets so excited when people support him, and he actually gets moved to tears sometimes, but not in a Kevin Smith kind of way. In an actual cool kind of way.
I don't know what happened to Kevin Smith. He hasn't been cool in about 30 years. Anyway, Batgirl has been called irredeemable and compared to a bad TV show. Neither Warner Brothers Discovery nor the test audience has found any fault with Leslie Grace's performance. Her casting as Batgirl was divisive at first, but Grace has finally started winning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might not be her. It might be what she had to work with, which we see happen often.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there have actually been some people in the phenomenal actors in shitty movies.
That's what I think is going on here. It might be that they're honestly they probably pushed agenda through the roof, but it doesn't mean that she herself was the bad part of it. She herself might, if she's getting people are saying that she's actually really good and her performance is good, putting her in other films I think is fine.
Yeah. Grace has been releasing behind-the-scenes stuff from Batgirl lately. Apparently, she doesn't have an NDA.
Yeah.
Clearhack said she was to play it.
I mean, I'm sure she was.
Yeah. So here's the official statement. The decision to not release Batgirl reflects our leadership's strategic shift as it relates to the DC Universe and HBO Max. Leslie Grace is an incredibly talented actor. This decision is not a reflection of her performance. We're incredibly grateful to the filmmakers of Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunt and their respective cast. Yeah. And we hope to collaborate with them again someday.
Yeah, so I mean, it might just be that she's actually good. It's just that the movie's shit. And that happens. I mean, it happens all the time. And a lot of times they put it out anyway.
Yeah, so this article has been making the rounds on Variety, where everybody's trying to make sense of what the plan is for the DCEU. And I'm going to be honest, they said they have a 10-year plan. I don't think there's a plan. Yeah, they mentioned during their earnings call, and I think that's part of the reason they brought Alan Horn in, is to try to course correct the DCEU, but there hasn't been a plan.
No, there has not been a plan. There might be one moving forward, but there hasn't been one up to now. I doubt that highly. DC
is confusing as hell. Like every movie that comes out, you're like, is this part of the DC continuity? Is it not part of the DC continuity? In the case of Joker, that was a standalone movie, obviously in its own continuity, so it's totally okay if they do a sequel to that, but then you have other stuff that's supposed to fit into the DCEU, and it's just, it's all over the place. And they're looking for a Kevin Feige, which I don't think, well, one, you don't want current year Kevin Feige. You want to go back in time and get Kevin Feige from about 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. But right now, Marvel doesn't have a plan either. They're just kind of like, what's bigger than Infinity War? Oh yeah, Secret Wars. Let's do that. Let's just prematurely cancel Phase 4 and work toward that.
Yeah.
And, ta-da, we have a plan. And there
wasn't a plan for Phase 4, though, to be fair.
No. So I'm thinking, what are we going to do? Like a bigger screen version of Crisis on Infinite Earths, just have a lot more Earths to F up?
I don't know.
But anyway, kind of interesting. And yeah, this is about mending fences with Twitter. I can almost guarantee you that's what this is about. And I don't think it's David Zaslav. They said it was the executives at Warner Brothers. So we'll see what happens. You'll probably be seeing her again.
Oh, yeah, but again, we don't know. She might not have been the problem. She might have been. She might not have been. We won't never know, but,
Now I want to see this movie. I just want to see how bad it actually is.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like, you wait a year or two, and then they'll release it. Just because they know everybody will want to watch it. At this point, they said, hey, we're going to put it out anyway. Everybody will go because they want to see how bad it is.
They'll release it like direct to video or something. And I could totally see them doing that. Same with Scoob. Be like, oh yeah, we're releasing it from the vault. Buy it. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.